What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. The Los Angeles Lakers have fired head coach Darvin Ham after 2 seasons, and I don't agree with it. I believe the Lakers have done Darvin dirty. Done him dirty. Why in the hell will you fire a man after 2 seasons? Unless the 2 seasons were 2 catastrophic seasons. And the 2 seasons under Coach Ham were nowhere close to catastrophic. They were actually prosperous, as the man took the LA Lakers to the Western Conference Finals last season. Out of the play-in, won the in-season tournament this year. Just because LeBron James want him out, just because Anthony Davis want him out, you gonna succumb to some guys that ain't getting the job done in the fourth quarter? Huh? That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't agree with this decision by the ownership of the Los Angeles Lakers at all. Darvin Ham took you to the Western Conference Finals last year. Yeah, you got swept, but you was in every game. Darvin Ham had his team ready to rock and roll in all 4 games. LeBron James didn't execute in the fourth quarter. Anthony Davis didn't execute in the fourth quarter. They had great numbers. You know, I don't believe in all this close sweep and all this. All I know is that they were in the game in all 4 games. I said, let me clarify. Like game 4, they got beat decisively. I think LeBron played well. He ran out of gas, but that wasn't no game that was decided in the last 5 minutes. But the first 3 games, they were up for grabs inside the last 5 minutes of game 1, game 2, and game 3 of the Western Conference Finals last season. And this year, you get beat 4-1 in the first round after beating New Orleans in the play-in, and you had a chance to win game 2 of 20. Didn't get the job done. You was leading in game 1 for the most part before they tracked you down and took over the game in the second half. Game 3, yeah, you got beat decisively, but you was in that game in the first half. Game 4, you won. LeBron James had a great game. Game 5, you right there, controlling the game for the most part. Nip and tuck type of game, but you was controlling the game for the most part. And what I mean by controlling the game, you was leading the game for the most part in game 4. And you let Murray put the dagger in you and win that game. The point that I'm trying to make is you played the Denver Nuggets 9 games in the playoffs, and you was in 8 of the 9 games you had a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? Outside of game 4 last year, you was right there with a chance to win the other 8 games. And you came up shorter than the midget on his knees. But look at the fact that they was in the Western Conference Finals last year. Huh? Last year. They beat, who they beat? They beat, who they beat in the play-in, man? I can't remember. They came out of the play-in last year. Yeah, they beat Steph. Sent Steph home. Well, they ain't sent him home, but that was a 7-8 matchup. Steph got sent home by John Morant. Maybe it might have been 2 years ago. I might be getting my seasons mixed up. Bottom line is you came out to play in last year. I think you beat Minnesota now that I think about it. They beat Minnesota last year in the play-in. Then you played Memphis in the first round. You beat an up-and-coming team in Memphis. John Morant, you know, he was banged up in that series. He played in the series, though, so ain't no excuses. You beat them, up-and-coming team that everybody thought was going to make some noise. And then in the next round, you beat the eventual, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but you beat the defending NBA champions, Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, you beat them in 6 games. And then you play the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. A lot of people were predicting the Lakers was going to win that series, and you lost 4-0. But you had a chance to win all 4 games. I don't put any of that on Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham had his team ready to play. They played well, but they couldn't close. So you going to put that on Darvin Ham? Well, Darvin wasn't drawing up the right plays, man. Darvin wasn't pushing the right buttons. Man, Darvin had his team ready to play all them games, man. They was leading all them games. They had a chance to win all of them except game 4, in my opinion. If you win 2 of them 3 games, it's a different series. And you're going to put that on Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham is a scapegoat, ladies and gentlemen. The Lakers have done Darvin dirty, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an absolute disgrace. It's answer 9, answer 10, answer 11, and answer 12. If for anybody to believe that this was a justified firing in Darvin Ham. Absolutely ridiculous, man. But you know the reason why Darvin gone? Because LeBron James want him gone, and Anthony Davis want him gone. And they understand that being the Los Angeles Lakers brass, led by Jeannie Buss, they understand that LeBron James can opt out of his contract. And if they would have came out and said that Darvin Ham is returning next season, LeBron would have opted out and he would have tested the free agent market. And it would have been a high probability that he probably left the Lakers. The Lakers brass know that LeBron James might come back, might not come back, but he damn sure ain't coming back if Darvin Ham is back. And that's a damn shame, man, because Los Angeles Lakers can't be leveraged like that, especially with a player that's approaching 40. As great as LeBron James is, and he keeps himself in great shape, tremendous shape, and he understands the basketball game where he's going to be able to put up numbers 2 or 3 years from here on out. He's going to still be able to put up the numbers, but he don't have the same impact defensively that he had when he was in Miami or when he was in Cleveland. And he don't have the same impact on games, putting his imprint on games. He'll put up numbers, but it don't seem to be enough to put his team over the top. Still a great player, still top 10 player in my book, but he don't have the impact that he had in Miami or in Cleveland both times. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. They did Darvin dirty, man. That's messed up how they did that, man. You know, he's probably going to go back to being an assistant coach, and I believe that the place that he came from, you know, to take the Los Angeles Lakers head coaching job, the Milwaukee Bucks, he came under the tutelage of Mike Budenholzer, and I believe that that's the top name to be the Los Angeles Lakers' next head coach, along with Kenny Atkinson, who was an assistant coach under Steve Kerr and the Golden State Warriors, who coached the Brooklyn Nets, did some good things. I believe those will be the 2 top names that will be under consideration for the Los Angeles Lakers head coaching job. And I also believe that a wild card could be in the offering for the Los Angeles Lakers, and that is J.J. Redick. J.J. And I ain't talking about J.J. from Good Times. I'm talking about J.J. Redick from the Duke Blue Devils. Played with the Orlando Magic, played with the Dallas Mavericks. He played on a whole lot of teams. Didn't quite live up to the hype coming out of Duke, but he had a very good, solid NBA career. Now he's working on ESPN. He has a podcast with LeBron James, so he could very well be the next Los Angeles Lakers head coach. But I don't know if the top brass will bring in another coach with no head coaching experience based on the fact that they find Darvin Ham, a guy that they hired with no head coaching experience. I don't think they go down that road, but that seems to be a popular name that I'm hearing on the internet. J.J. Redick will be the next head coach. I think it's going to probably be Mike Budenholzer if I had to put money on it. I think he's the top choice. I think the second choice is Kenny Atkinson. And I think the third choice in the wild card is J.J. Redick. But at the end of the day, you can bring in Red Auerbach. You could bring in Phil Jackson. You could bring in Steve Kerr. You can bring in the top coaches in NBA history. It ain't going to make a damn difference unless you improve that roster. It's too top heavy. You got your 2 best players, and after that, they fall off a cliff. I don't know if the 3rd best player is D'Lo or Austin Reeves, but it's too big of a drop-off from LeBron and AD to your 3rd best player. So they must upgrade that position. You have a lot of top free agents that will be available. I think PG-13 would definitely be available. Paul George, he'll be on the block, but they'll have competition trying to acquire his services, as I'm hearing that the Philadelphia 76ers will make a strong push for PG-13. You have Trae Young, Ice Trae, out there, but he don't play no defense, smallish point guard, but he can light up the scoreboard. He could be available. Upgrade your 3rd option with a Trae Young, because he's much better than a D'Lo and better than Austin Reeves, who's a better defensive player. He scores a little bit, but the better overall player is Trae Young. He'll be a better option for the Lakers. And like I said earlier, you go from Anthony Davis and LeBron James to your 3rd best player, it's a big drop-off. So if you bring in a Trae Young, that will close that gap as far as improvement in your third option. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But they done Darvin dirty, and that's a damn shame, man. Hopefully Darvin Ham will get another opportunity. He's probably going to have to get back in line, prove himself again, go back to being assistant head coach. We will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But he has a great resume as far as assistant coach, being on teams that have won championships, so he knows how to acclimate himself to a franchise and be a positive to a franchise on the coaching staff. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But LeBron James and Anthony Davis got what they wanted. Darvin Ham is out. We'll see what roster moves that the Lakers will make. That cannot be the only move. You can't just get rid of Darvin Ham and bring in a Mike Budenholzer and bring back the same roster. Because when you look at the fact that they had Cam Reddish on here bringing nothing on the offensive end, okay defender, and he was playing, not doing what he's supposed to be doing as far as a guy coming out of college as a lottery pick from the Duke Blue Devils. He probably should have stayed another year, but the talent was there. He was a great high school player. He was pretty good at Duke, but he was the third option behind Zion Williams and J.J. Barrett. He was behind those two guys, so he didn't get the looks. He didn't get the shots that he probably would have got if he'd have went somewhere else. But the talent was there, but it's never been fulfilled on the NBA level. You got Vanderbilt, they got hurt. So that's another thing that people don't want to talk about. The Lakers had injuries throughout the season, man. Throughout the season, they was dealing with injuries, man. Vanderbilt was out. Cam Reddish, he wasn't playing well, but maybe he could have found a rhythm and tapped into some of the talent that he had, but he got hurt. You had guys in and out of the lineup. AD, he played 70-plus games this year, so the injuries didn't keep him out. That's one of the reasons why the Lakers were able to make the playoffs. LeBron James played well. He didn't deal with any significant injuries for the most part. He played at a high level. But they had their role players that couldn't stay healthy, couldn't be consistently available for the team, and that cost the Lakers. I believe if that was not the fact, if they didn't have the injuries to their role players, they probably would have been in the top 6 of the playoffs. And they probably would have avoided Denver, and they probably be playing in the playoffs right now in the second round. It's just that they was playing the best team in basketball, in my opinion, definitely the best team in the West, in the Denver Nuggets, but a team, in my opinion, that wasn't not as dominant as they were last season. They don't have the bench, missing Bruce Brown. They were banged up a little bit with Murray. You got Jokic, who's not quite playing at the level he was playing at last year. And they were a team that, in my opinion, were right for the picking. Right for the pickings. And the Lakers were unable to get it done, just like they were unable to get it done last year in the Western Conference Finals. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you agree with the Lakers firing Darvin Ham? Let me know in the comment section. Follow me on Facebook, JB Sports. Follow me on YouTube, JB Sports 3303. I got 2 channels at JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend, 9656. That's my 2 YouTube channels. Again, follow me on Facebook, JB Sports. Follow me on TikTok, JB Sports New Media. Follow me on Twitch, Briscoe Josh 77071. Like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. And I holla.